Okay, so factoring trinomials, and what we're going to do, just like yesterday, we're going to have a number in front of the x squared. So it's going to be like a 2 or a 4, or a harder number like 8, right? Maybe a 10. That could be a 1 and 10 or a 2 and 5. Okay, so always check a GCF. We're not going to see those for a while. Those will be in the back part of the notes. What we're going to do is use box method or decomposition. Okay. I'm going to start by box method. So here we have a trinomial we need to factor. For the box method, what we do is we set up a box to help us check how we can get 11x. So basically what we have is a box, and I just draw the inside. If you want to draw the complete box, you're totally welcome to. Okay. What happens is this will be factors of 3. Okay, so we put factors of 3 in the first two boxes. So 3 and 1, and we just leave them. We don't have to flip-flop them. But here we'll go factors of 10. Okay, the last one. So factors of 3, factors of 10. Now before you even start doing your box, you should write down what the factors could be. 3 is easy, it's 3 and 1. Okay. But 10 could be 1 times 10 or 10 times 1. What's the other combination? A 2 times 5 or 5 times 2. So there's 4 different combinations. We got to check and see which one gives us 11. So this here, we do a quick sum check. Okay, so what we do is we cross multiply and put our answers here and do a sum check. And so we cross multiply and then we check our sum. Okay. So what we're going to do now is write down 3 and 1. Doesn't matter which one goes on top or bottom, just put them down and leave them. Now it's guess and check time. So you guys got to choose. Which one do you want to choose? Pick one. Pick one. Taranjeet, pick one. Sure. So let's just put down 1 and 10. Now let's cross multiply. So 1 times 1 will give us 1, and we'll write the answer up top. Okay. So we go from the bottom to the top and slide the answer over. 3 times 10 will give us 30. Altogether, that's 31. Are we even close to 11? No, not at all. Okay, so let's switch them up. Let's try 10 and 1. So you're going to have to erase this. It's not a big deal. Or just draw another box. That's what I'm doing. Drawing another box is useful because then you'll know which options you've already tried. Okay, so I'm going to leave 3 and 1. Don't change it. But let's go 10 and 1. Okay, so let's cross multiply. And we'll get 10 and 3, giving us 13. Is that what we want? No. Okay, so let's go and try another box. So I quickly draw another one. 3 and 1 does not change. So let's try 5 and 2. Just give it a guess. 5 and 2. So then we're going to cross multiply and get 5 and 6. What does that sum give us? 11. Ooh la la, we got what we wanted. So now, what are the factors? And this is where it's so easy. The factors are staring at you. They're smacking you in the face and you're saying, oh, it hurts, stop. Here is 3x plus 5 in brackets out in the top. That was easy. The top two combinations make a factor of 3x plus 5. What could be the other factor? Well, put an x here in the first box and put brackets. And the other factor is x plus 2. Isn't that cool? The top boxes are the factor, the bottom boxes are the factor. This box helps us check our cross multiplication so that we get 5x and 6x for a total of 11x. So it checks our x combinations. That's all it is. Just a way to quickly check our combinations. How you guys doing with this? So, okay. The idea is to really know what goes in the first set of boxes. The first factors. What goes in the second set of boxes. The last factors. And you cross multiply to check our sums to see if we're going to get 11x. Okay. Now we're not going to do decomposition left right now, so just leave that blank. And down below, let's write this example and let's try factoring it again. Okay. So down below, I hope you left space for decomposition, folks. If not, leave some space for decomposition so we can go back and do that. Okay, so leave some space for decomposition. Probably, leave a good like 6, 7 lines or so. And write down 3x minus 14 plus 8x. Sorry, plus 8. Okay, so let's talk about the factors of 3. What are the factors of 3? 3 and 1, right? That's simple. What about 8? A little bit harder. 1 and 8. Yeah, 8 times 1, 1 times 8, 2 times 4, or 4 times 2. Now look at your combinations of your signs. Plus 8 and minus 14. So what do these factors have to be? Both negatives. So let's go and fix this as negative 8, negative 1, negative 1, negative 8, negative 2, negative 4, negative 4, negative 2. Okay. So we got to check and see which combinations it will be. So make your box and put down 3 and 1. Now guess. Who wants to choose? I'm going to pick Jesse. Choose which combination. Okay, so negative 4, negative 2. So then we got to cross multiply. This gives us negative 4. This gives us negative 6. Altogether, negative 14. Whoops. Sorry, negative 10. What am I doing? Negative 10. Is that what we want? Nope. So, make another box. No big deal. 3 and 1. So let's just flip-flop negative 2 and negative 4. Okay. We got somewhere to start. Then you got to go and do the next set. Okay, cross multiply. Okay, cross multiply, check your sums. Negative 2, negative 12, altogether, negative 14. And that's what we wanted. Bingo! Beep, 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 beep. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, so what are the two factors then? From this box, 3x minus 2 on the top. No, x minus 4 is on the bottom. This is a positive 1. Okay. Questions? Ask them. Ask. Navjeet, what's up? You okay? Jordan?
When we get out of like 3, we start using like binaries.
Yeah, like 10. Yeah, that's going to come later on, and so then we got to be like 1 times 10 or 2 times 5. Okay. Yeah, totally. Usually we kind of split it in the even, but this, I mean, I've seen that too, right? Like we can make up anything really. Okay, we try to avoid 12 where it's 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. We try to avoid that. It's harder, just more work, okay? So we don't give you too many of those. Okay, any other questions? Notice how we're just switching the combinations of the second boxes, right? Okay, just like we did when we drew them. So let's do one more box method. Okay, try this one on your own. 1 and 3. Yeah, leave space for decomposition, because we're going to come back and do decomposition over here. Okay. Now, 10 is going to be a lot harder because of the negative sign. Okay, so write down the question, come up with the factors, and we're going to review that. Okay. Okay, so right away I see that we must have one positive and one negative in order to multiply to negative 10. Okay, we talked about that yesterday and the day before. The sum tells you what? The larger is negative. So don't write anything. 10, negative 10 will tell me negative 1 times 10 or 1 times negative 10. Okay. Negative 10 times 1 or 10 times negative 1. 2 times negative 5 or negative 2 times 5. Negative 5 times 2 or 5 times negative 2. Okay. So a whole bunch of combinations. But which ones do we not have to be concerned about because of the middle sum? Well, we don't have to be concerned about this one because the smaller number is negative. Right? That'll never give us a negative 13. Ever. This one here is we can try. This one we can cross off because the one's negative. Can't have that. We'll never get a negative 13 sum. Same with here, right? Negative 2. Cross it off. Cross it off. So now we have less combinations that are going to make sense for us. Okay? We only have 4 combinations to try. Now, if you don't see that, that's okay. Guessing and checking, right? Guessing and checking will show you that those aren't possible. So, here's our box. 3 and 1. Okay. Which ones do you want to try? Austin, pick, guess. Okay, negative 10 and 1. Cross multiply. This would give you negative 10. This would give you 3. That will give us a negative 7. Is that going to work? Nope. Okay, so let's flip the direction. So we'll have 1 and negative 10. That's going to give us 1 and negative 30. Is that going to work? No. So is it 1 and negative 10? So what should we try then? 2 and negative 5. Okay. So negative 5 and 2. That gives us negative 5 and 6. Nope. Plus 1. Okay. So let's try this. 3, 1, negative 5 and 2. Negative 15. Positive 2. All together. Oh, tricky, tricky. So that works. So then we can go. Here's our 2 factors. What are they? So 3x plus 2 times x minus 5. Okay, how'd you guys do? Pretty good? Thumbs up down the middle, where are you? Good. Okay. You guys ready to go back and do some decomp now? All right, let's go back up. So decomp, we're going to figure out the exact same stuff, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. Like, we still got to figure out this 5x and 6x to get 11x. But what we're going to do is we're going to find our super product. Okay, so just remember, the question we're looking at solving is 3x squared plus 11x plus 10. So our super product is going to come from the 3 up front and the plus 10 to give us plus 30. And the sum equals plus 11. So the sum doesn't change from before. It's still the middle. Okay. So what numbers multiply to 30 add to 11? Five and 6. Guess what? We found that over here. See that? It's right here. Ha. It's just a different way of finding those numbers. That's all. And you can even do a combination of these two to cheat a little bit to help you with the box method. Right? Now that's getting pretty advanced. So the 3x squared stays as it is. The 11x breaks down to plus 5x plus 6x plus 10. Okay. Now this is where decomp comes into problems. Okay. The problem is you got to take out a GCF of the front two and the back two. Now I can take out a 2 on the back, but 3 and 5 I can't take out a number. So what you have to do is rewrite it. Put 6x first and 5x second. Now you can take out a number GCF out of the front two and the back two. So here I'll take out a 3x GCF, and at the back I'll take out a 5. Remember when we do GCF? Put the remainder in brackets. Okay, so do your division, put the remainder in brackets. And this is why it's a little bit different, this decomposition stuff. So you should get x plus 2, and what's the other remainder? X plus 2, it has to be the same. If you're not getting the same remainders, then you got to go back and switch up the 6x and 5x or whatever's in the middle. That must be the same remainders. Now this type of factoring is just like our bonus question. So x plus 2 is your GCF and 3x plus 5 is the other factor. Notice how they are the same now. 3x plus 5, x plus 2. Doesn't matter which order I write them in. They are exactly the same. Notice how 6x plus 5x, the box method is just finding it a different way. Okay. So, advantages of a box method, it's quick and simple way of checking your sum. Advantage of decomposition, it's an easy way to check your sum. Where you got to be careful with decomposition is sometimes this number is negative and you have a negative GCF. Okay, and so sometimes teachers don't teach it because of that. You choose which one you want to do, but you have to recognize decomposition because they might say, is this correct work? Most schools don't teach box method because they don't know box method. Okay, but box method is a great way for checking out K questions, which are at the very end. Okay, so we're going to get here eventually. All right, going back up. Questions? How you guys doing? Okay, one more decomposition. So now the question is 3x squared minus 14x plus 8. Whoops, my pen's running out. So it's the second question, 3x squared minus 14x plus 8. Find your super product, find your sum. Super product is 24, Your sum is negative 14. Oh, what does that tell us about our numbers? They're both negatives. So what multiplies to 24 and then combines to negative 14? Not 3 and 8, not 4 and 6, not 1 and 24, 2 and 12, and they're both negatives. So 3x squared at the front plus 8 at the back. Now the minus 14x has to break apart. Any ideas on which one should line up with the 3? Should it be the 2 or the 12 that lines up with the 3? The 12. So negative 12x plus minus 2x. Okay. So the odd numbers, you got to be careful with them. So I did a little pre-thinking there. Otherwise, if it doesn't work out, erase it and start again. So what can we divide the front 2 by? 3x. What can we divide the back 2 by? No. What do you notice here in front of the 2? Should be a negative 2 because of that negative sign in front. So 3x, remainder in the brackets, minus 2, remainder in the brackets, and they better be the same remainder. Go for it. So the negative sign was really key, and that's why a lot of teachers don't like it, because that negative GCF business. So my two factors are, in green, 3x minus 2, and in red, x minus 4. Exactly the same we got during the box method. Okay, now notice in the box method, I just want to show you. Here we have minus 12x and minus 2x. And we also got that with our sum as well, right? Just a different way of checking those x's out. All right, so these were the same. Okay, how you guys doing? Navjeet? Here's, what is this right here? What is this right here? So what I did is I factored out a GCF of x minus 4. I just happened to write it second, so these matched. You can write it any order you want, okay? So I wrote my GCF of x minus 4 at the end. But you're totally welcome to. Is that bothering you, Navjeet? Because you can do this. No problem. There you go. Okay? Some people like that better. It doesn't matter which way I want. That's the exact same answer. Okay? All right. One more decomp, and then you can choose which one you do. Okay, so I want you to try this decomp on your own. 3w squared minus 13w minus 10. Find your super product, find your sum. Go for it. So super product's negative 30. The sum is negative 13. Ooh, I'm thinking 3 and 10. Okay, but one of them has to be negative, and if the larger one's negative, to get negative 13, I ain't going to get to negative 13. I'm going to get to negative 7. Who's got it? What is it? 2 and 15. Okay, so 2 times negative 15 will give us the super product and the sum. So it's 3w squared minus 10. And should I put the 2 with the 3 or the 15 with the 3? 15. Well, because then I can take out GCF. So negative 15w plus 2w. And now I get 3w, w minus 5, and plus 2, w minus 5. So w minus 5 is my GCF. 3w plus 2 is the other factor. How many people got that? Cool. All right, that's really good. All right, decomps, like this is some really awesome math we're doing, but there's lots of steps. Okay, you gotta be very, very careful. So let's vote. Next one. Here's the next question. All right, 10p squared minus 27p. Now don't worry about the letters. If you want to use x's, go ahead. I don't really care. All right, but you do your method, box or decomp. It doesn't matter to me. You can do both. I'm going to answer both, but I'm going to give you a good few minutes here to figure it out. Okay, go for it. Box or decomp on your own. So what's special about this one is it can be 10 and 1, or it can be 2 and 5. The 5 is simple, right? Minus 1 times minus 5, minus 5 times minus 1, or that's it, right? No. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so there's both methods. There we go. Now I should have known when I was doing decomp, I should have known that, never mind, I'll shut up. I was just thinking because I thought this was negative numbers and I talked about negative sum, but never mind. That was foolish of me. Okay. Okay. How you guys doing this? Thumbs up down the middle? Need a bit more practice? Okay, you're going to get some practice. We're going to go a little quickly so you can get on your homework. Write this down, please. This one here, number 5. Sometimes you can take out GCF. So if I look at this question, I see 12, 14, and 20. I'm going do-do-do-do, alarm bells, GCF, because they're all even. So take out a GCF first, and then you get 6x squared plus 7xy minus 10y squared. Okay, so now I can then go ahead and do my box method. So this 6 breaks down into 1 by 6 or 2 by 3. This breaks down into negative 10 by 1 or 1 by negative 10. Oh, I screwed up. Smaller one has to be negative. Okay, so negative and negative 1. Or negative 2 times 5 or 5 times negative 2. Okay, I don't have to worry about the other combinations. Then you simply do your box method, away you go. Right? So I'll go 1 and 6. And 16. Okay. So go ahead and solve that one. Oh, what is it? Ooh. There's other combinations here as well. Hold on for a sec. Negative 12 and 5. Negative 7. So this should be negative here. Okay, so our rule I just looked at doesn't hold true, does it? So we should always try all possible combinations. Because I didn't try a 1 times a negative 10 or a negative 10 times a 1. But because of the increased complexity, sometimes this larger number can be negative and it'll still work out because you're multiplying different numbers. Okay, so the rule for the simple trinomials does not hold for the harder trinomials, because as you can see here, 5 is larger and yet it's got to be negative. Okay, my apologies for leading you astray. So then my factors are 2 bracket x plus 2 and 6x minus 5 in brackets. So I have 1, 2, 3 factors. Okay. Now you could do decomp as well. Okay, number 6. Write down the question. And I just want to show you this one because it does come up, but you're not going to solve it. Okay. So I'll show you what to do. This becomes 2 times x squared minus x minus 21. So the a plus 3 gets replaced by the x. Now I can factor it. Okay, so don't do any more work after this. Or you can. Actually, you should want to write it down, but I'm going to do it for you. 2 and 1. So I'll go 3 and 7. 7 and 6. This will be negative, so negative 7. So my factors are 2x minus 7 times x plus 3. Now what I have to do is take my x equals a plus 3 and substitute back in for x. So it's like substitute and then reverse substitute. So I'm going to get 2 bracket a plus 3 minus 7. I'll put those in blue brackets. Okay. And then here I'll get a plus 3 plus 3. So in blue brackets, I get 2a plus 6 minus 7. Okay. And over here, I get a plus 3 plus 3. So all together then, I get 2a minus 1. And in the other bracket, I get a plus 6. Now this is honors / grade 11, but it's great to see this beautiful substitution working. Okay, it's like a work of art. It's like Transformers. More than meets the eye. All right, good stuff. Probably a bonus question, right? Okay, I think you do see it in the review, but it's great math. Right? Number 7, don't do. That's just harder one. Okay. Let's go and do this. Okay, so write this down here. Okay. So what we're going to do for this is do some quick box methods. Factors of 2 are 1 and 2. Factors of 3 are 1 times 3, 3 times 1. But what else is there? What else multiplies to 3? Negative 1 times negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 1. So how many answers are there? How many possible answers can there be? 4. So we got to find them. Using the box method will help us find them. So I can draw 4 boxes. Okay. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And then now I can go 1 and 3, 3 and 1. Negative 1, negative 3, negative 3, negative 1. Now you can go and find your sums. Okay. This would be 2 and 3 giving me 5. This would be 6 and 1 giving me 7. negative 2, negative 3, giving me negative 5. Negative 6, negative 1, giving me negative 7. So k, or in the textbook I think they use the square, can equal plus or minus 5, plus or minus 7. Okay. Now if it just asked for how many, you didn't have to do the boxes. You could have just looked at the factors. Okay. B is going to be very similar. 3 and 1. But for negative 4, we're looking at negative 1 times 4. 1 times negative 4. Okay. Negative 4 times 1, or 4 times negative 1. 2 times 2, negative 2, or negative 2 times 2. How many possible answers now for B? 6. Okay, we're not going to do any more than that, though, okay, time-wise.